Have you ever wondered why we spend so much of our lives at war with life itself? We fight time, we fight people, and worst of all, we fight ourselves. Some say it's ambition, others call it survival. We're told that struggle builds character. That fighting back means we're strong. But does it? Or have we mistaken exhaustion for courage? Maybe peace isn't the prize we win after endless effort, but the quiet that begins when we stop forcing everything to go our way. Perhaps the real strength is not in conquering life, but in allowing it to unfold. So, take a breath and ask yourself, are you living? Or are you just fighting? The human condition, the need to control. The moment we open our eyes, the mind starts negotiating with reality, calendars, to-do lists, backup plans, tiny walls we believe will keep chaos out. That impulse isn't bad, it's biology. The nervous system loves predictability because it signals safety. But Buddhism warns that clinging to control is a subtle form of tanha, craving for things to be other than they are. Life, meanwhile, behaves like water. It moves. It swerves. It refuses to freeze on command. So we grip tighter, more rules, more perfection, only to watch peace leak through our fingers. The middle way reframes control. Govern what's truly yours, attention, speech, effort. Release what isn't, outcomes. Other people, weather, time. That's not apathy, it's wise agency. Try a micro shift. When plans change, label it impermanence, not failure. Return to the controllables, one breath, one kind word, one clear next step. Paradoxically, when we stop muscling life into shape, energy returns, creativity opens, and a quieter kind of safety appears, the kind built on flexibility, not fear. Buddhist insight, resistance is. Let's be honest, pain itself isn't what breaks us. It's the way we fight it. The Buddha saw this long ago. Suffering doesn't begin with pain, but with our resistance to it. We don't suffer because things change. We suffer because we want them not to. Resisting impermanence is like standing on the shore yelling at the wind, begging it to stop blowing. The more we resist, the more exhausted we become. But Buddhism doesn't teach passive surrender, it teaches balance. The middle way means learning to move with life, not against it. When sadness arises, notice it instead of judging it. It feels heavy in my chest. It's just being felt. When plans fall apart, shift from, why is this happening, to, what's the next right step? That's where peace starts to re-enter. You can't grab water, but you can guide its flow. You can't control the wind, but you can adjust your sails. Letting go of resistance doesn't erase pain, it releases the grip that keeps you stuck in it. And in that gentle loosening, something beautiful happens. Stillness begins to breathe again. Parable, the river that doesn't stop. Picture a river, endless, alive, always moving. You can fight the current, thrash, and kick, but in the end, it still carries you where it's going. Or you can let go, float, and feel how the water supports you. That's the paradox of life. The moment you stop resisting, you start to flow. The Buddha often compared life to a river because it never stands still. Every joy, every loss, every season of your life is water passing through. You can't freeze it in place, no matter how tightly you hold on. The wise don't waste energy fighting what's already moving. They learn to breathe within the current. When you float, you don't give up control, you discover trust. You realize that life knows how to move forward even when you don't. Some bends will be calm, others wild, but the river always finds its way to the ocean. So instead of asking, how do I stop the flow, maybe ask, how can I move with it more gracefully? That's where peace begins, not in stillness, but in surrender. Self-realization, the moment you stop fighting. There's a quiet turning point in every struggle, the moment you finally stop fighting. It's not dramatic, it's a breath, a small exhale that says, I don't have to carry this anymore. Your breath deepens, your shoulders relax, and suddenly the world looks different, not through the lens of fear or control, but through simple awareness. Things are no longer enemies to be fixed, they're just life unfolding, moment by moment. Letting go isn't defeat, it's relief. It's the courage to say, I've done enough for now. It's giving yourself permission to rest without guilt. When you stop battling what is, you make space for clarity to return. The noise quiets, and peace, the kind you've been chasing for years, gently steps forward. In that stillness, You realize something profound. The world didn't need to change for you to be free. You only needed to stop resisting it. Sometimes peace isn't earned, it's remembered. Practice. How to stop fighting life. Here's the workable, real-world method. The moment you feel resistance, tight jaw, shallow breath, looping thoughts, name it, resistance is here. That simple label moves you from fusion to observation. Next, pause. Not to fix, not to flee, just 5 slow breaths through the nose. Long exhale through the mouth. As the body downshifts, whisper, this moment is enough. You're not declaring the situation ideal, you're declaring yourself present. Now do a 3-point check. 1. Body. Drop the shoulders. Soften the belly. Unclench the tongue. 2. Breath. Make the exhale longer than the inhale. Think 4 in. 6 out, to tell the nervous system, we're safe. 3. View. Widen your attention to include sound, temperature, and space. Resistance shrinks your world. Mindfulness widens it. Adopt the river mindset. Life moves like water, around rocks, over cliffs, through storms. Your job isn't to dam the river, it's to stay awake inside the current. In Buddhist terms, sati, mindfulness, to notice, upekkha, equanimity, to allow, and right effort to choose the next wise, small action. Ask, what's the next kind thing I can do? Send the message. Make the meal. Rest for 10 minutes. Tiny moves that keep you in flow. 2 traps to avoid. Passivity, whatever. I give up, and control spikes. I must fix everything now. The middle way is responsive, not reactive. You accept the wave and paddle skillfully. If the mind returns to resistance, and it will, repeat, name. Breathe, whisper, act small. Over time, this practice rewires the reflex to fight into a reflex to attend. You stop burning energy on the impossible, controlling outcomes, and invest it in the essential, clear seeing. Steady care. That's not giving up. That's how peace begins, one conscious breath at a time. In the very life you already have. Insight, the strength and surrender. Real strength rarely shouts. It's the steady presence that stays when the noise fades. We're taught to equate power with domination, more force, more hustle, more control. But the Buddha points to a different axis. Strength is trust. Not blind optimism, but the courageous willingness to let reality be real. Surrender, in this sense, isn't collapse, it's alignment. You stop wrestling with what is and start cooperating with truth. Think of it as switching fuels. Control runs on fear, tight jaw, tight plan, tight heart. Surrender runs on clarity, soft eyes, open breath, responsive action. The Buddha didn't give up, he gave in to what's unshakably true, impermanence. Cause and effect, the possibility of awakening in each moment. From that bow to reality came freedom, not because life became easy, but because struggle lost its grip. When you finally stop fighting life, peace doesn't show up as a reward. It's revealed as what was here all along, hidden under tension. Quiet strength is the capacity to meet the moment without armor, to act wisely without panic, and to trust that a clear mind can move through any weather. Take a slow, mindful breath. Feel it entering your body like a soft ray of morning light. Exhale, and let everything heavy fall away. As we close this reflection, let us offer a silent prayer, not just for ourselves, but for a world that's aching, for every soul caught in the fires of war. For those facing loss, disaster, and fear, may they find refuge in stillness. May compassion reach across borders, and may the light of wisdom shine even through the darkest night. Remember, peace doesn't begin when the world is perfect. It begins in the quiet choices we make, to be kind when it's easier to judge, to listen when others shout, to breathe when fear tightens the chest. If this message touched your heart, share it, so another weary heart might breathe again. Subscribe to Dharma Veins, where ancient wisdom meets the modern heart. And before you go, reflect with us. Right finger, what part of your life are you ready to stop fighting, and finally make peace with? May your mind be clear, your path gentle, and your heart as vast and boundless as the sky.